Welcome to Mental Health and Music Season 2. Season 1 was a blast, but this season, we're taking it up a notch. Season 1 was definitely capped off with an incredible mental health and music showcase to end that Season 1, and Season 2 is definitely going to take it up another notch. Now, I got myself, KP the artist, and I'm here with CC DeVille.
Yeah, we're here for Season 2 of Mental Health and Music. Like he said, the artist showcase last Thursday was like super amazing. So if y'all missed out, stay tuned because we got more videos and pictures dropping soon. But we are.
So let's get into this mental check-in real quick because it's been a lot of stuff going on, and man, my levels has definitely been fluctuating. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go first. I'm feeling like a 8, a strong 8.
So you had about an 8?
Yeah, just for the fluctuation of just how everything has been. I mean, it's been good things, it's been bad things, it's been a lot of stress. And then just coming into today, it was a lot of preparing for this moment. So I'm excited, but I'm also anxious. I mean, at the same time. So that's kind of the same emotion, but on different scales. And so, I'm at an 8. How about you?
I can see, because you forgot we got to introduce our special guest before we hop into our mental check. No, we're going to do that first so he can hop in on this mental check. So we have our very own, special guest, our sponsor, all of that fun stuff. Big Scott Steward, Big Stu.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the
Mental
show.
Health and Music.
Mental Health and Music.
I see y'all doing y'all thing. Thank y'all for having me on.
No problem. Thank you for being on. So now we're gonna dive back into that mental health check.
Okay.
So KP said he's at an 8. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I'm about at a 4.
Damn.
Yeah, I know that's tough, but.
Why you at a 4?
Well, I'm at a 4, just life, I'm a woman. We're going through emotions and everything. So I'm about at a 4 right now. But we're going to have us a good show. We're going to get through this. And
what would it take to get you to a 5?
A 5, this episode going really smooth.
Oh, well, we in it.
Well, I'm going to say we at a 5.
Yeah, well, there you go. So the vibes has already been increased.
All right.
Okay.
So, real quick.
Me, I'm at a 92.3.
92.3. Okay, get a free time. Yeah. Okay, I feel that.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm at a 10. I'm definitely at a 10 for sure.
Definitely vibrating high.
Yeah.
Send some of that energy this way.
Well, here it is. So just be open to receive.
Thank you. I received that.
I'd be open to receive.
So can we do a proper edification of our guest here?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. He is the founder and CEO of Genius Labs, co-founder of PoolOfMusic, also an accomplished author with a powerful motivational book, a book of 31 Stewisms, ways to improve your life.
Something like that.
A book of Stewism, 31 ways to improve your life.
There you go.
He's been in the business, in the professional business for over 30 years, and he's working with some of the biggest names out there.
Yeah.
Marriott International was one, Hertz Car is one, and up and coming mental health and music, another one. So,
kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
he is putting his hands on everything. Let's just give a warm welcome.
Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. It's humbling for sure.
So welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
No problem.
Seriously.
No problem.
Glad to be a part of it.
So you at a 92.3, man. How can we get up to that, man?
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice to feel good, man. And I spend a lot of time really just focusing on the abundance, focusing on everything that's good in every situation, no matter what. So life happens. I mean, real things are happening in real life. But at the same time, you gotta like focus on what's really, really good. Like I don't watch the news. I caught myself, I didn't plug my phone in one day and I had the radio on. Matter of fact, it wasn't one day, it was this morning. And it was just, I was taken aback by murder this and some people killed. I just heard about 7 people killed over the weekend, this weekend, 10 people killed in California. I had to turn it off immediately because it brings my vibrations down.
Definitely.
So I look around and I focus on everything that's good as often as possible, which allows me to vibrate as high as possible.
I feel that.
Yeah.
92.3. You hear me?
He said a 10 actually, you know. He
Yeah.
said he up
Yeah.
there.
So let me just get into the background a little bit,
Yeah.
because you've been doing this for 30 years now.
Yeah.
Are you
I thought
born
you
and
were 30 years.
Yeah, thank you.
Thought
Right,
you was
right,
about 30.
right. Born and raised in Chicago.
Okay, what?
Wild Hunters.
What
Wow,
schools
hundreds.
did you go to?
I
What
went to
grade school?
Roseland Christian. So I was elementary school, parochial school, 1st through 8th grade in Roseland, 108th in Princeton. I grew up in that area as well. Went to Morgan Park High School. I was supposed to go to Finger, but luckily I had a pops who was very influential in the community and pulled some strings to get me in Morgan Park. And so I went there. I'm from there, yeah.
And what about post high school?
Yeah, didn't do well on the ACT. I think I got like a 16 on the ACT, but I wound up getting accepted into Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay,
Knew I
lit.
wanted to go to a HBCU. Had some experience because my older sister went to Grambling, and so then I graduated right after School Days came out by Spike Lee. So that had a lot of influence
What
on
year
me.
was that?
So I graduated high school in 1989.
89.
And I think School Days came out in 88, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
That's a classic.
So that had a lot of influence in my junior year of high school. It was like, okay, I'm definitely going to college, and it's definitely going to be a black school. And so I went to one of the schools that would accept me that I thought was dope. Texas Southern had accepted me. Jackson State had accepted me. Alcorn had accepted me. But Louisiana was by New Orleans. I heard they was getting down in New Orleans. So I was like, okay, this sounds good. Here we go. And so went there, spent 4 years, didn't graduate.
Hey.
Didn't graduate after 4
It
years.
be like that sometimes.
Mom said that's enough. You know what I'm saying? So I came home, enrolled in Columbia College. And then that's where like I kind of started cutting my teeth in this space, the entertainment space. Because I went to Southern because I was a good writer in high school, so I wrote for the newspaper. And I got pretty good grades in English. So I went to Southern University to study broadcast journalism. They had a dope broadcast journalism program. But I got there and realized I didn't like what Calico does. Like, I don't want to do that part. I'd rather direct it. But so maybe I'll try something else. And I got into marketing. And I was like, marketing comprises a lot of different areas. I'm strategic in thought, so let me do that. Let me do marketing. And so when I came home, I'm enrolled in Columbia. I was a rapper at the time of many things. I played basketball, rap. Big Stu. That's where Big Stu comes from. Big Stu Large was my name. That whole Big E era, you know, Big L, all the big puns.
So we're gonna be able to get some bars tonight?
Oh, possibly. That's the easy beezy.
Bars.
Easy beezy, bumble breezy, baby.
Off the top.
What is? I thought
I was gonna say
freestyle was
freestyle
off the
it is
top. What
off
we
the
talking
top.
about? I'm
No,
old school, dog. I'm old school.
The definition when it comes to freestyle is just actually a spitting written.
No, ain't my definition,
freestyle is
dog.
off the dome.
Hey,
Look it up.
You can always.
No, I'm not from
This
the.
a
Look, this
real
is real.
hip-hop
I don't know
head
what
right
we're
here.
talking about right here,
Hip-hop
man.
head.
That's a real hip hop guy right there. So
But
what's
yeah,
off the
yeah,
top?
freestyle.
Everything is off the top,
dome.
bro.
Well, that's the new age. I was speaking for the new age. Sorry.
Yeah,
I just know
and so I
freestyle
give y'all that.
the one
The stuff
way,
that I
but-
see on Smack, you know, I know all that's written. Most of that is written. I'd like to think that it wasn't because I come from an era where the stuff on Smack, like KRS-One, is always off the top. And he could keep it up with them cats who they written. KRS-One was always off the top. So I'm from that KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, you know what I'm saying? Rakim, Biz Markie, everything was always off the top. Like, and then you know, perfected and got with other writers to help with the writing when you had to, like, you got a record deal now. So you can do some stuff off the top, but now you got a record deal. We need you to do 12 of these. And it's like, them freestyles ain't always
Yeah, it's a little different.
I better get with a writer, you know what I mean?
It's the right way.
And so then you got the ghost writers, and people didn't want to acknowledge ghost writers. But I digress, man. But yeah, man, I was known for coming off the top and also having a good pen, so I could write
crazy,
some.
huh?
It was okay. There was fun fact. One year I was nominated as one of the best MCs in Chicago alongside MC Juice and Rhyme Fest. Now MC Juice is the only dude who ever beat Eminem in a freestyle battle. And Rhyme Fest, as you know, known for brand new Jesus Walks. Yeah. He wrote joints for Kanye and still works with big artists. So
do you remember,
I was one of those nominated artists
that got you like nominated, or you got like remember something?
It was a lot. It was a lot of stuff. I had stuff out here. We was HPK. We had WHPK, was the High Parks radio station. So you used to be able to go down there and take your music. We hosted a night down there. So it was all of that. It was all of that kind of played into that.
This was like when? Like what year?
This was like 92, 3, 4.
Oh, wow. I was out here in the streets like 3, 4 years old at the time.
So we was in here doing it, like
riding big wheels and everything. But so back then, like, so what were some of the challenges you faced as like an artist and trying to find yourself here in Chicago when you came back from college? Mom was like, you playing, so come on back home. And once you got here, what were some of the challenges you faced?
It's surviving, not making decisions that will land me in jail. Knowing that I had some purpose. I come from a good family. I was raised in the church. I had a solid foundation. But am I gonna run with the knuckleheads, or am I gonna try to fly right? So it was always following. In Chicago, you better know somebody. It was the strain of like going to work for corporate, but then coming home to the hundreds, and everybody, and so I'm trying to get wealthy, but I live on the block. You know what I mean? So I'm still taking the block mentality to work, and those were some of the challenges when I know better but wasn't doing better.
Right.
Just trying to stay out of my own head, trying to fit in all the time was a challenge. All of those things. Being 6'6" on the south, being 6'6", period, just being a big dude, period. It's just you always at the center of attention. You enter any room you enter, all eyes on you. So those were some of the challenges. It's self-identity, self-confidence, finding yourself, figuring out who you're gonna be and who you're gonna be known for.
So I have one more question. So like growing up in the 90s, you were like what, in your 20s, right? Like teens, 20s?
Yeah.
So like was it hard like separating yourself from like the gangs and everything, because that was a real big thing?
Yeah, no, because we was gangbanging.
So
we was gangbanging. So it was hard. Yeah. And if you wasn't, and it was cats like if and I so in full transparency, I was one of the guys that wasn't in a gang. I didn't get like that initiation, but I was so plugged in, like almost in various sets. And so I ran with who I ran with. I ran with my guys, but I was good with everybody. My family, most of my family is one gang, but where I lived is another. And so I'm good with that because ain't nobody in the family gonna let you get messed with. But
wherever you go, you good
but my
here?
guys is my guys, and they're my guys to my day, to this day. And they recognize me for exactly who I am. Like Stu, he one of the guys, he cool, he good. You know what I'm saying? So he good. And that's what it was.
I feel that.
What about you two? Do you find it hard? Was it hard staying out the streets? Did you stay out the streets or what?
So for me, I grew up a little differently than other people, so I chose to go out here and experience life. Like, let me just see what's to it. And I didn't do that until I went away to college. So it was like, I'm out here now. I can do whatever, make money however I want to make it. As long as I'm in school doing something, my parents was like, they didn't really know, but it was like, she's going to school. So that's all that really mattered. So I just had to stay in school and live my life the way I lived it. But it definitely was challenges because growing up in the church, you're raised to do things one way, but then out here in the world, it's a completely different way. So, and that's still some of the challenges I'm dealing with now, at 32 years old. So
Yeah.
I have to concur with that. I kind of, I didn't really jump off the porch till I was grown. You know, I wasn't necessarily in the house, but everything was directed. So if I was going to play basketball, I'm going to play basketball. Going to church, you know, I had to be in when the street lights came on. So it was, you know, yeah. So, but as I got older, you know, I started to venture out and do a couple more things, and that's when I started getting in trouble. So, yeah, but I didn't get in too much trouble. So, you know, I haven't, in my eyes, just given into like the influence of the streets, just out here, you know. But at the same time, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff happen. So, you know, it's just
the Chicago way.
The Chicago way, you know. You just try to stay safe and, you know, just move with focus is what I've always been taught. So.
Yeah, actually coming up in Chicago, the first time I saw somebody get shot was in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And it was my first semester of school. I went home for my roommate. My roommate was from Natchitoches, Louisiana, a small town outside of Baton Rouge. And we went to a nightclub, playing hip hop, and I thought somebody busted a balloon.
Oh, wow.
But the girl, the young lady standing next to me, she dropped.
Oh, wow.
And I looked down and I could see the brains coming out of her head, and I stuck. I was just like stuck. And my guy was like, come on. And then somebody else in front of me, they got shot in the hand. And I never really talk about that incident. It was just like, I'm 18 years old. That was the first time I ever seen somebody get shot.
Oh, that's traumatic.
Very, very. I don't even really talk about it, but so I was able. Yeah, I wasn't that dude in Chicago, but again, I was a good guy. I was a good guy. Yeah, still am was a good guy. Like it's my obituaries.
Yeah, I think experiences like that kind of stopped me from getting into the streets.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna hop into some music real quick. Scott, you want to introduce our two videos?
Yeah. Tonight we got a lot of pool artists. We featuring a lot of pool artists tonight. So we're going to listen to a young lady out of Cleveland. Her name is New, N-O-U. You can catch her at PoolOfMusic.com. And this song is Turn. And then we also going to catch up with Kevin Lamont. He has a joint called I Will Love You. It's a dope steppers joint.
So I've seen that video.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah. So New, Turn by New, and I Will Love You by Kevin Lamont. Straight up.
when we first met. That's the day I'll never forget. When I saw you, my heart skipped a beat. Your laugh, your smile, ooh, was so sweet. You move like poetry in motion, a perfume so divine. You made me feel so special, and I'm so thankful to know that you are mine. I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. There's been times in my life when I felt so alone. You were there to comfort me. I pledge my heart to you, babe. It's you that I adore, for now and forevermore. Life's so much better with you by my side. One gentle touch from you, baby, makes me feel alive. And I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. Life's so much better, yeah, with you by my side. One gentle touch from you, baby, makes me feel alive. Girl, I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. I will love you for all my days. You make me happy in so many ways. I will love you, girl, all my days, baby. Make me so very happy. Oh, and I will love you for the rest of my life. Make me happy, girl, in so many ways. Oh, yeah. Ooh, baby, you make me happy, girl, for the rest of my days. And I will love you for the rest of my days.
All right, so we're back from, what was that, Kevin Lamont? I Will Love You, and Turn by New, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
So we're going to go ahead and hop into these topics. We got some really good ones.
Okay.
Really good ones.
Excuses.
Excuses and growth. So we're gonna put the excuses first, because you know we growing as well, so we're gonna knock out excuses and then hop into growth. So
Yeah, we're gonna talk about excuses. So let's talk about excuses. What are excuses? What do we, you know what I mean? What is an excuse?
So, Oxford Dictionary says the act of excusing something offered as justification or grounds of being excused. An expression of regret, failure to do something. That's what Oxford says. And then Webster also says to make an apology for, to try to remove blame from, to forgive entirely or disregard as trivial import, or to just justify. So those are the excuses the definition for excuses. So
Well, why'd you want to brought, like, what was you thinking when you came up with this as a topic? What was on your mind?
Well, so the reason that we want to talk about excuses is because everybody is interested in growth, and that is something that we talk about on a daily basis. But excuses, that's something that possibly can hinder growth, possibly can push growth. So I think that's a
Excuses pushing growth?
that's what I'm like.
I think-
Hold on.
How do excuses push growth?
From the mentality of not wanting, or when you make an excuse, I think you can have an excuse until it's your story.
Nah.
I'm a big to differ with Big Scott, because I just feel like excuses are what they are, excuses, and they hold you back, and you're going to use them to justify or to push off weight or work, and you're just going to continue to use
Absolutely.
those. So
But I don't even, yeah.
let me ask, can we, let's get our guests real quick. Let's see, what is an excuse to you?
It's just that. It's the mounds of nothingness. Like, excuses don't, like, what are we talking about excuses for? Excuses are the reason why you ain't do something. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares that, look, if something happens to me today, if I die today, guess what? My sister still got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually
still
I got
gotta get paid.
So what are excuses? Excuses ain't nothing. There's no reason for any excuse. Either you did or you didn't. Take accountability for your stuff. There is no excuse. There's no, I didn't get the chance to do this because nothing else does even matter. I didn't do it because I failed to get it done. I didn't do it because I didn't allot the right time. I didn't do it because I didn't take full responsibility for this thing. Anything else is nothing. You ain't talking about nothing if you excuses.
Because there was an article that was talking about the difference between an excuse and a reason. And I think some people may feel like they're reasoning, oh, it's a reason, but it's really an excuse. That's how I look at it. You know, it's just like, why even a rebuttal? You know you have to do it. You know you failed to do it. So just say, it ain't, I really don't know what to say.
Give me an example of a situation I was talking about where there was a reason for, like somebody gave an excuse. What are we talking about?
Well,
excuses.
So basically, when it comes to excuses, reasons, and then actually the realization of you making excuses.
What do you need a reason or an excuse for in any situation? Give me a reason. Give me a situation where you would need an excuse or a reason.
Well, that's just especially off the definition, just the justification for something that we may be inadequate for.
So why didn't you do it though? Like
something that's just so you inadequate for. Just you wasn't cut to do it. You didn't have everything you needed to get it done.
No, I'm not.
That means that's by definition. If you're saying if you're inadequate for something,
I'm just saying that excuses in general.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that concept. I get the word. I know what an excuse is, but where do they fit in? Now, you might want to give your understanding of why you did something, but that's if somebody asks. Other than that, like, what are we talking about? Like, seriously, I want to know what this topic, excuses, what are we talking about?
This was a topic that was sent to me, so I did my research on it. So,
but what was the premise? Like, what are we trying to get at? Like, because there is no room for excuses.
So basically,
there's no room for an excuse.
How do we turn, because from what I see just in society, there are a lot of different people are throwing, it's always excuses being thrown
but
out.
But you don't have to let that be thrown on you or accept the excuse.
Excuses.
You don't take excuses. I got to stop you right there.
To growth, basically.
So I'm glad. Okay, now you're getting on something. To me, because people need to take accountability for their stuff.
That part.
Period. So if you don't have a crew, this is something that really just came to me. If in my crew, Cece and I talk about this sometimes. If I can't give you critical feedback, if you can't receive critical feedback, right? If you can't give critical feedback, I don't want to rock with you. Mm-hmm. And just because we give critical feedback don't mean I don't like you or don't mean I'm going to get in my feelings because you talk to me a certain way, right? I got to get past that tone, right? And is what this person is saying helping to move the needle on what it is that I'm attempting to accomplish? So am I around people who understand the mission and can take us from where we are to where we're trying to be? And so if I say, this is trash, this flyer you sent is trash, okay, get past it, I say it is trash. I could have said it nicer. I'll work to say it nicer. But at the end of the day, we can't rock with this. Now, most people will see that and be like, damn, why you come? Man, I worked hard on this. All that's fine and good. But bro, this ain't up to par of what we trying to do. And so I need to be able to tell you that, and you or me, somebody, if you telling me, I need to be able to say, you know what? I really didn't give my best. Or man, I should have invested in that piece of technology. Or damn, I know that I'm short in this area, right? I know I'm short in this area. We didn't have, they asked for 500, we only had 250, so we can only afford the 250, but we working. And so those ain't excuses, just like accountability. That I know I didn't bring my A game. Mm-hmm. I know I probably shouldn't be doing this part of the work. This ain't even my lane, which means I should have said, this ain't my lane. Maybe you should get us to somebody else. Mm-hmm. So all of that is about accountability and self. There is no room for an excuse. I did some bullshit. I ain't had no business doing, excuse me. I ain't had no business in doing this. This isn't my lane. I'm not cut for this. And if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm expected to get it done at the highest level possible or leave it alone.
So
now, I also say that, which means I fall short on stuff sometimes. There's typos in my book, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't always do the best work, but I understand that there still ain't no room for excuse. Did I give my all? Did I give it the best I had?
So I have right here 5 reasons people make excuses, and this is from the Coaching Academy. You know, what we're familiar to, what we're familiar with. We doubt ourselves, we're scared, we're not ready, and we're just not motivated. And I feel like those are reasons why people really make excuses, because I have been not motivated a couple of times, just not ready. And instead of me just saying I'm not ready, I'm just making every excuse as to why. But yeah, those are.
And what do you think about receiving feedback from people that you hang with? Like, in my experience, most people not willing to even take feedback from people they kick it with. They get offended by it. So what's up with that? We talked
about this on the phone before. I'm at a place now, like when I was younger, I didn't really care for feedback because it's like you said, the truth hurts. And it's the way people may say things to you. So I had to first be comfortable with hearing the truth, but I'm at a place now where I want to grow, so I open to feedback. I'm open to the criticism, and I'm able to look past, like you said, the tone and just be like, maybe there's some truth to that. So I'm gonna go home and work on this so that I can make it better. Cause I'm a person, I don't like excuses, you know. Mm-hmm. Not a fan of them.
I'm trying to be in a space if somebody gives feedback, not immediately respond. Because I think that's the practice. Our natural ability is to defend our actions. Well, I was thinking this. Well, I was really young. And then the practice now is just to be like, if somebody gives some feedback, it's just to try to just take it and sit on it, chew up the meat, spit out the bones. Was there some validity to it? And definitely not to get in my feelings about it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely I'm open for all feedback, because it's part of why I put that in there, because something that I probably fought for a long part of my life was excuses and, hiding behind excuses. So, and just pushing out to that, especially with now as a grown-up as well, meeting CC DeVille, she a tough cookie, every sense of the word, of accountability. She is that. So, that has helped me grow.
Do y'all have challenges in exchanging feedback with each other? How do y'all gel as a unit? Do y'all work well with it?
I tell her whatever she got to say it, because I want to hear it. I want to grow, but
do y'all fight or y'all receive it?
No, we don't. I can't really speak for him because I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm a ponder on it because I don't really want to offend them. But it's like if we got to get things done, we got to get things done. So that's just how it's gonna go. And I'm gonna also hold him accountable, even though I get tired of repeating the same thing. But it's like this got to get done. We got to do this. We have a show, so it's like that's what we're here for, to hold each other accountable and just keep it, pushing and moving.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so
That's what's up.
yeah, it's there. The communication's open, I think, and
I feel like this is a therapy session.
yeah.
Well,
here we go.
Well,
this is
it's
what we here for.
I'll be 52 shortly. And you say you 32. So part of my mission, I think if anybody is willing to listen, I think I have some jewels that will help people along the way. I don't know it all, but I know that I was able to get here from the Wild Hunters. You know what I mean? And I was able to meet a lot of people, go a lot of places. And sometimes I think that I might be able to help people, anybody who's willing to listen. I'm into business. Y'all know I do podcasts. And, that's why I wrote the book of Stewisms, for example. Like, these is 31 isms, things that I believe that will help make your life a little bit better if you understood it from this perspective. I'm not saying it's the right perspective or the only perspective, but it's a perspective that has worked for me. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that I believe in. Are there challenges? Are there things that I could do better? Yes. Do I fall short? Yes. And, I tell this to a lot of people. One of the reasons you like me, that you willing to kick it with me, is because we don't live together. You know what I'm saying? Because if we live together, or we spend a whole lot more time together, you might be like, you know what? I'm kind of good on you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I want to do this no more.
So, you and understanding that, like, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like, having space between people, can make things better, can make relationships better. And the other thing is, I've met people, for example, celebrities. I see all these videos, and then you meet them in person, it's like, damn, that ain't what I built them up to be in my mind. Mm. So the fact that I said that, I didn't say they ain't who I thought they was gonna be. I said, because they ain't who I built them up to be in my mind.
The perception you built
the perception I put on them. I don't know nothing about them, but I done made all this stuff up about how they must be as a person based on this 5-minute video or this 2-minute interview, right? And then I meet them and I put them up on this pedestal or something, and they're like, damn, that ain't how I thought that was gonna go. Mm-hmm. I think we have to apply those same kind of principles in our own lives. So if I'm dealing with another human, I'm taking the perception of a human interaction. When I totally operate that everything is spiritual, so I try to vibe off the energy, right? But that's a belief that I have. Like, I don't really trust too many human beings. I trust God. Mm-hmm. I trust and put all my faith in my entire life in God's hands, period. God is the number one relationship that I want to have with that's the number one relationship I want to have.
Period.
In the sentence. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
And so that has a lot to do. We talk about excuses. I don't really have no excuses.
Why even talk about it?
I'm working on pleasing God, my Father. Mm-hmm. I'm working on being a good son. I'm working on being a good ambassador. I'm working on doing His will. God, thank you for putting me on it. Give me the wisdom to do what you've placed me on this earth to do in a way that pleases you while serving the people you've given me to serve. Let it be all of you and none of me.
I like that.
So that's a prayer that I'm driving down the car. I say that to try to remind me. I'm trying to focus on my relationship with God. I really can't worry about the humanness of living because it'll have us messed up being into everybody's feelings. But if I operate at this space, it allows me to float and vibrate around a lot easier while I'm just able to try to give positive dust of goodness. And then I got to be out the jam because if you know me too much, you're going to be like,
yeah, this ain't,
let me just drop this off and let's keep it pushing.
In and out.
Consistently.
Impact and move.
Consistently consistent. Being consistently consistent, bro. That's the work. So then there are no excuses.
See, I like that, no excuses. We getting there though, no excuses. Just do it, as Nike would say. But let me ask you this question. So with the no excuses, like is this, because your book, as I was like looking through, flipping through some of the pages and everything, I feel like this is a book that help a person like get rid of some of those excuses and everything like that.
Yeah.
So what is one of your favorite Stewisms? Like which one that like when you put it in a book, you was like, damn, this has to make the book. Like
If you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I believe it's number 17, if I'm not
18.
mistaken.
I just flipped
18.
to that. You see how that works?
Yeah, that's one of my
I was
favorite
on that
ones.
page.
That's the one. That's one of the things I think that's really helped me in life. There were a lot of times I did things just for money, and it always ended bad. It always ended bad. If that was my motivation to get this money, I stepped on a lot of people, screwed over a lot of people. The intention wasn't good. So I learned that, man, if you're doing this thing just for money, the only reason you're doing it for money, it's not about to go well. It's not about to go well. You got to have a purpose behind it. And to your other point, this book is about self-accountability. I was inspired to write this book after a book I read by Malcolm Gladwell called "What Got You Here Won't Get You There." Is it time? Is it time? There's a book called Malcolm Gladwell's called "What Got You Here Won't Get You There," and Ayanna Van Zant's "Acts of Faith" also inspired that book. But the book by Malcolm Gladwell, "What Got You Here Won't Get You There," it was written for high achievers. And I was in a junior executive position at MCI, and one of the senior execs gave me that book. He's like, okay, Scott, you got here, but what got you to this point ain't gonna be enough to get you there. You should read this book. And that book changed my life. So the book basically talked about, you gotta look, everything that, if it goes right, give it to your team. If it goes wrong, take accountability for it. It's on you. It's on you. And so when I asked to be a father, that's on me. When I asked to be in a relationship, that's on me. When I asked to run a business, I'm the leader. When I'm asked to be in a friendship with my homies, then I have to take accountability for how I'm feeding that relationship on all aspects. And that's why it's important to have people around me that say, hey, bro, you kind of falling short in this area, so I can, if I believe in this, whatever we doing together, so I can step up to the gate, do my part, and help take it to the next level.
Ooh, you hear that? You hear them gems? You got change in your pocket. He dropping them gems. You know, that is Stewisms at its best.
Yeah, man.
You know, make sure you check that book out.
It's on Amazon. You can go to scottsteward.com.
Get mine signed today.
Yeah, no doubt.
A book of Stewisms, 31 ways to improve your life.
Yeah.
So you're not
Appreciate
getting
that.
excuses.
Yeah. No excuses. Why would you get the title of the book wrong? How would you get the title of the book wrong, right?
Book of Stewards,
No excuse.
31 ways to improve your life. I'll take that one, man.
And then look, you got him a little nervous. He dropping the book and everything.
I'll take that one on the chin.
No doubt, brother. No doubt.
At 50, what you say, 52?
About to be 52.
About to be 52. Like, what is one thing that you would tell your 32-year-old self if you was looking at yourself in the mirror? Like, is there, or even your 22-year-old self? Like, I know that might be different advice for those two different people, but
relax. Stop worrying about. You're worrying about the wrong thing. Focus on yourself, son. That's what I would tell. Focus on yourself. Get yourself solid. You too busy trying to impress all these people outside. You too busy worried about looking fresh and how somebody think about you. Nobody care. Focus on yourself. Build yourself up, man. You're wasting time. I spend a lot of time kicking it. So nah. You doing it. You out of pocket, Stu.
so that's what 52-year-old Stu
Yeah,
would
man.
tell
Straighten up.
32-year-old
Oh,
Stu
yeah.
and 22-year-old Stu.
32-year-old Stu was married and out of pocket.
Married and out of pocket. that don't even go together, but okay. We're gonna hop into some music. You wanna get to these videos?
Yeah. Pool artists. We have a couple of my favorite. Some of the members are actually in the building, so we're gonna hear from my man Gino Pacino featuring King Chaz, one of my favorite songs of all time, "Moments of Praise." One of my favorite songs of all time.
King Chaz in the building.
King Chaz is in the building.
Big Mel in the building.
Big Mel in the building. The Circle is in the building. No doubt. And then we're gonna check out Shy's Up with Pull Up.
Pull Up.
Yeah, I like that song. That's a vibe. Pull Up. So that's what's up next.
Up.
PoolOfMusic.com, yo.
Can you hear me? Okay. I was loud. Hey, so good morning to you all. I want to, first of all, thank you for having us here in the church. This really means a lot. And so this particular song that I made, you know, me and Gerald, I'm not a gospel artist, but God is in my heart at all times. And I just woke up and wanted to praise God. And I praise the Lord for the day, His mercy and grace. It's your name I praise. Praise the Lord for the day, His mercy and grace. It's your name of praise. Even at my lowest point, I know you was gonna annoy me. The game winner, 0.3. You know when the time is right, and you lay me down at night. I know if I ever did it wrong, that you would make it right. Thankful for your will and grace, humbled in your warm embrace. Every time they tried to tear me down, that smile was on my face. My life is a testament. I knew I was heaven sent. Ever since I'm covered by the blood, I'm in my element. Lived that life of decadence, made me feel irrelevant. Gave my life into my Lord and Savior, I've been better since. They say I'm a better man, I'm hoping you understand. Everything can change with the Lord, I give you my hand. Went from sinner to a saint, never had to contemplate how I made it up until this point, let me reiterate. They say I'm a better man, I'm hoping you understand. Everything could change with the Lord, I give you my hand. Praise the Lord for the day, His mercy and grace. It's your name I praise. Praise the Lord. I pray for the day, for His mercy and grace. His mercy, it's your name I praise.
I wanna thank God up above, cause Father, you know I'm a sinner. For the things that you do, I ain't worthy. Promise you make me a winner. You give me purpose, I knew it was worth it, and that's why I stay rockin' with you. Said you never desert me, even though they hurt me, I was feeling dirty, remember? Lord, you love me, ain't no doubt about it. Got in trouble and couldn't get about it, but I knew who to call, never let me fall. Type of love I can't do without it. Listen up, yo, my God, bout it. Save my soul from the trenches, I'm smiling. I watch them fall around me. Lord, you kept me them days I was wildin'. Admitted my thinking was childish, had no idea about the things that I know now. When I think about the goodness of your grace and mercy, nothing I can do but just bow down. Weapons formed against me never prosper. Got somebody that's real on my roster. Have no business, something like a mobster. Forever real, no imposter. Body got no Kevin Costner. I wanna praise you for helping out, protecting me when I'm stepping out. When I'm with you, I don't have a doubt. Everything you say is real. Gave me something I can feel, and I'm just happy that you chose me, Lord. If it be your will, yeah.
Praise the Lord for the day, for the His mercy and grace. His mercy and grace. It's your name I praise. It's your name I praise. The Lord. Praise for the day, for the His mercy and grace. It's your name I praise. Yeah. Oh God, I don't know what else to do. Ever since you came in my life, I ain't got no friends when they turn their back on me. No, 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 no. Oh, nobody but you, Lord.
Go back. Let me do it again.
Crowd cup full of brown, yeah, you know it go down. We rollin' sound. South side of my town, that's where I'm found. Yeah, my city, my sound.
Yeah. And this is, I pull up.
She gets out. We get drunk. Then head out.
Cause there's money on the way, and I ain't come to play. No matter what they say, every day about my pay.
I pull up. She gets out. We get drunk. Then head out.
Cause there's money on the way, and I ain't come to play. No matter what they say, every day about my pay.
I pull up, she gets out, we get drunk, then head out. Lift the blunt to my lips, then light it with the flick of my wrist. Quick draw, fire blick, hit a miss, get them draws. This excited little bitch, left alone on the island, secondary looking sick. Stare down this receiver, fuck it, cornerback blitz. Cause these corny motherfuckers, they ain't talking about shit. Where there's pleasure, there is pain. On some stormy warning shit. Stop capping, I'm the captain. Watch you go down with this ship. Say hey, what's happening? Yeah, I trapped a little bit, but these cluckers kept on tapping at my window, so I quit. Lost wages, cock gauges, Hollywood type of script. Squad full of goons, feeling like Bump J in this bitch. March to these tunes from Sunday to hump day when I flip money clips. Keep the pace in this race to get rich. The circle still the amen wealth, yeah, that's the fam, no one switch. I pull up, she gets out, we get drunk, then head out.
Cause there's money on the way, and I ain't come to play. No matter what they say, every day about my pay.
I pull up, she gets out, we get drunk, then head out.
Cause there's money on the way, and I ain't come to play. No matter what they say, every day about my pay.
I pull up, she get in, and we gone in the wind. On the mission, let's begin. It's a game, watch me win. Blonde hair, brown skin, she gon' ride to the end. Upscale hotels and condos we be in. This shit classic. A player in this game that I mastered. Check my average. Running up the score, you can't pass it, ain't no acting. For my life a movie, yo action, they keep asking. When is the permit? I say right now, this shit happening. Whatever your view be, I never been like them, so you could never confuse me. Blowing up so you could never diffuse me. And if you talk success with shit, you better include me. Yeah.
Pull up.
He pull
Pull
up.
up. Yeah, Shy's Up. And that Gino Pacino and King Chaz, Moment of Praise. Those are two dope songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to Gino Pacino, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Gino.
Hopefully he good now.
Oh, yeah, he always good, right? We all always good. He good.
Always, with the power of God.
No doubt. You get it. You get it. There's only one force. The same force that powers the sun lives inside of each one of us. We don't have to see the light at the end of the tunnel because you are the light.
Hey,
the
I
more
like
you realize
that.
I think I got that from
What they
somebody
say about
else.
when you get to the end of the tunnel?
No, you don't have to
It's a
You ain't
mirror?
gotta wait till the end of the tunnel.
It's a mirror, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
within
Okay.
the tunnel,
I
so-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mirror. Yeah, we responsible. Yeah, so everybody good, man. So what's up? What's next on the?
Man, we
What's
talking
next
about
on deck?
growth.
Yeah, this is better than excuses. Let's go.
So from excuses to growth, because I know how y'all felt about them excuses. We ain't gonna talk about the excuses no more. Now we're talking about growth, and when you're getting into growth. And the reason why I wanted to structure it that way is because a lot of times I'm just interested in rags to riches stories from, poor to or rich mentality, not necessarily in the money, but now when it comes to growth and about how do we get to growth and what that even looks like. If I could just say what Webster said about growth real quick, it's a noun. The process of developing or maturing physically, mentally, or spiritually. So I want to pose the question to Big Stu. What is growth to you?
Yeah, that's it. That was a very good definition, Webster. So how whatever it is for you, just like improving in various areas of life, right? Just improving. And I do believe that you're your own competition. So how you measure yourself against your own ambition, right? And understanding where you are along that tandem, that journey. So yeah, growth is improvement. Yeah. Are you improving? Are you improving? But improving, you have to figure out like.
How do you measure that improvement though? Like who tells you? Like, do you tell yourself like I'm improving, or people on the outside see the improvement? And
so remember, with me, it's never gonna be about people on the. Now, people on the outside give you a good reflection. They give you, they do.
Some people be like, I'm changing, but us on the outside, they be like, where's the change at though?
I was gonna say, people tell you exactly where you need to grow at.
But they don't know.
You bad at this, you bad at that.
That's what people do. People project their own insecurities on other people. That's what people do. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like growth, like do I measure it against other people? Of course you see people, your peers, and you look at where they live and look at what they drive and you look at how they dress and you look at where they travel and we do naturally say, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? But I think the work for me is like realizing that you don't know they struggle. You don't want they struggle. You don't have no clue what they dealing with. All we're looking at is a perception of the outside of something physical. And that's not what it is. So none of that even matters. You have to check yourself. So it still comes back to that awareness, that self-awareness, that all of this is about you versus you. Like I'm a culmination of one atom, one micro cellular, something so small that you can't see. I'm a microcosm of all of that. So I can't really get caught up in what you doing. But I am caught up in how what I'm doing might impact what you're doing. And if we can build on that, then that's great. But the measurement of growth is internal, is my opinion. It's just like, did I do what I say I'm going to do? Did I accomplish the goal that I set for myself? Now, I don't know if people are really measuring that. I don't know if people are like, well, 10 years ago I was here, because most of us sit around and we focus on what we lack. We focus on what's missing. So for most people, it's hard to measure growth because you're always talking about what you should have done or what you didn't do or what you missed out because somebody told you, they projected their inefficiencies on you and called you whack, and now you think you whack, and now you're like, well, dang, I'm supposed to be here by now. If that wasn't the mentality, it's like, look, let me focus on me. Let me focus on me, and let me move my needle. I'll be fine, because progress or growth is not linear, right? It's a scrabble of back and forth, one step forward, two steps back, and you fell off and then you got back on again, and then life happens. So are you better than you were 10 years ago? Are you a better person than you were 10 years ago? Are you a better person, or are you still on the same BS?
I like to think I'm a better person.
We all like to think we're a better person.
10 years ago, I was 22. I was definitely turned up, so definitely.
So the measurement, so it's only you. What if I say, no, you ain't no better than you was 10 years ago?
Hey, that's just your opinion,
So that's the point.
If you choose to honor that or not.
If you choose to honor that or not.
Can't honor that though.
But some people do believe they're like, man, some people like, man, I'm still the same place I was. I ain't getting nowhere. That's a mentality. So you really believe, like, one exercise I do, I work with a lot of young people. I say, give me 10 things you thankful for today. And they be struggling to come up with 10 things you thankful for today. Wait a minute, you mean I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm breathing, I'm seeing, I'm standing, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have no accident today, I ate today, I woke up in a bed, I was one. Like, you can't come up with 10 things that you are thankful for? You gotta help people understand. And so the more that you focus on the abundance, well, what's abundance? What we currently have. That's the abundance. Why is it abundance? Because it's here. So it's not saying I got this, so this is all I'm gonna. It's like, man, thank you for 3 bottles of water. I appreciate 3 bottles of water. Guess what's gonna show up more? More water. Because you appreciate the water that you have. Not only do you appreciate it, but you take care of it. You appreciate the relationships that you have. You appreciate, and that's the other part about growth. Because growth is about relationships. So I talked about one piece growth being all the work is being internal, but it's internal in me taking care of me, because ism number 1 says your first objective in life should be to make other people look good. All right. What does that mean if you saying don't worry about other people, but now you talking about make other people look good? Stu needs to show up as his best self in every situation when I'm going to interact with other people. Why? Because I'm a reflection of you.
I like that.
And so if I make you look good, whether I got a hoodie on, a boots or whatever, if I make you look good by being my best self, you'll speak highly of me. You'll invite me back around. That's growth. But if I come around and I'm like, you know what, I really, no, don't call him. Y'all playing, no, don't call that. No, he could stay at home. What is that? You know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself. Be the best self you can be, and you'll always add on wherever you go. And be like, man, that dude was pretty cool. And who was that? Oh, yeah. He coming through? Yeah, that's cool. He can come for sure, no problem. You know, like, that's growth. That's growth. That's how I see it.
That's dope. You work with a lot of young people as well.
Yeah.
What are some ways or techniques that you help see them to see growth, or you help instill growth in them? Or some of them, I know, because it's different ways that they may come. Some may already be searching for growth, but some may need a little more prodding.
Yeah. So one of the 5 things that I do, I remind them of 5 things, but one of them is helping them to have a vision for themselves, just period. Just like, how do you see yourself? And I'm not even talking about 10 years from now. I'm not talking 5 years from now. Like, how do you see yourself today? So if I'm working with 8th graders, I'm asking, how do you see yourself as a high school student? Who do you imagine yourself in high school? Who are you? Just vision that for yourself. So for a lot of people, it's hard for them to imagine anything beyond this moment. And so, okay, it was like, well, then you can't think about high school. How about, what's the vision for yourself? What are you doing this weekend? So they can start imagining, I don't know. I'm just gonna be at the crib. You ain't got no plans. You ain't gonna watch no dishes. You ain't play no games. Yeah, what time do you normally get up? So I'm helping them to think about a future, just period. Now, do you have to wash clothes? Like, do you need to get your clothes out for the day? So I'm like, they're like, dang, they ain't used to thinking about nothing beyond the moment. So that's one thing. You got to have some sort of vision. Another thing is I help them talk about their power and self-control, that the only thing they could ever control, you will ever be able to control, I'll ever be control, is myself. I can't control who did what to me. I can control how I respond to it, which is me. I can control how I perceive it, which is me. I can control how I talk about it, which is me. I can control what kind of energy I give it, which is me. So the only thing I can control and I have full power over is self-control. So you have power and self-control. I talked to about the importance of being, having self-truth. Like, you know where you weak at. You know you didn't do that math assignment. Why you in here talking about when my mama and the baby was crying and I had to take my dog out and we didn't get home till 9 o'clock. When, you know, the teacher don't talk right. I can't understand what she said. All of that. Yeah. But you knew you had this stuff to do. So when did you take the 4th thing? Personal accountability.
Hey, I like
That's the
that
4th one.
one.
When did you take personal accountability for your stuff? Because you have the power and are in control of self. Right? And then last thing I tell them is, what you tell yourself about yourself is true. So you have to affirm yourself in a certain way. So if you keep saying, well, I ain't strong in math, I hate math, I ain't got the right shoes, girls don't like me, my hair is nappy, my butt is big, my lips is big, my ears is big. Okay, all of that is true. And so what? Like, so what you gonna do about it? Because I was 14 wearing a size 15. I was 6'3" in 7th grade. Do you understand what kind of things kids say to a Donkey Kong at that time?
I was gonna say, run that back. You was
Jungle
how old?
Boogie, all kind of, man. Do you know what kind I had to? And so either you focus or fold. You're gonna focus or fold. Focus on what? Self, or fold up to the pressure of others. What you gonna do? Focus or fold? focus on yourself, or you gonna like. So now I went to St. Sabina today for the first time. I walked in the class of 8th graders. They all laughed. I had this on. I thought I was gonna change. They all they're making all these sounds, and then it was my turn to speak. I was like, I'm 6'6" and I wear a size 16 shoe. Now what? So they, like, I just face it head on.
Like I would just put that out there.
I'm bald head with an egg head. What y'all gonna do? So what else can you say? Let's get this out the way right now. Like, I didn't heard it all. Everything you done ever said, let's get it out the way. And so that helps them. That's a growth moment. Like, dang, this dude came in firing shots right back at us, right? Like, that's how I help young people really think about growth, by first having a vision. So I planned, gotta have a vision. I knew what it was about to be. I'm about to go over here to St. Sabina, a bunch of rowdy black kids. I know it's St. Sabina, but they rowdy black kids, and get them right. So that's part of how I interject that growth with young people.
I ain't gonna lie, Stu, you just took me back to some of my days when I was teaching, man. I just had a lot of flashbacks of some kids trying me and everything. And
that's what they call you, Coach Carter and everything like that.
I'd have been called Coach Conway, Mr. Kanye. I'd have been called Coach Con, some of everything, man.
Right.
Shout out to my students. Shout out
no doubt to the young people.
Man, a lot of them are grown up now.
Yeah.
Having families and kids of their own, so that's surreal to even see that, to even think that I had something to do with that, and I'm sitting here at 32 years old. You know, so that's a blessing.
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
Growth. I mean, that growth is evident. It's, you know, you can't stop it. Even the social growth that we talk about, but physically, we're gonna grow. Our bodies are going to grow. They're gonna get older. They're not gonna work as much. How do we, just throwing this question out, how do we continue to even keep our bodies aligned? Because as we get older, you know, things change. You know, we're not moving as fast as we used to move. We we can't eat the same stuff that we used to eat. So just how do we adjust to that as well?
I don't know if it's I think it's just more like, where are you thinking about these things, right? So if you have the vision, you know, and you self-aware. So me and Mel was just tripping because we had to pull that gate outside to get in. That was a little workout. Like it would have been had I not do my little push-ups every day. Like, oh, okay, glad I do these push-ups, because if I was ill prepared, I'd have been in trouble. Somebody come out with this game. So you know what's right. You know what you should be doing, right? You know them cookies ain't good for you. You know that ice cream and Oreos and cake ain't good for you.
It tastes so good, though.
It tastes so good, but then and we know, especially now as black men, like I know way too many brothers on dialysis. And I know the reason, you know? So am I gonna ignore it or acknowledge it? Like, this is a real talk moment, right? Yeah. I love some Oreos and ice cream, but it ain't no good for me. So ain't no excuses. I'm making conscious decisions if I choose to continue down that path. So how do you, by being self-aware, self-truth, like tell yourself the truth. Like if I'm gonna go out and be like, man, I'm just refuse to give up Harold, so this dialysis is what it is, bro, right? Maybe. Or maybe it's a weight loss issue, right? It's like, man, I just ain't gonna go to the gym. Or another cat my age is doing 5 miles right now. Probably just bought a Peloton, you know what I'm saying? And he own it, you know what I'm saying, at 52, 53. So it's just self-awareness. How do you see yourself? Vision. What's the self-truth? Is it like, man, I can't lose this weight? Or you just like, I'm comfortable. I'm still getting hollers. I ain't got to lose weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself accountable.
It's all like self-accountability, right? Because you got the power and self-control. If you really wanted to do something, whether it's a medical procedure or getting in the gym or making the right decisions, in every aspect of your life, you know, even let's talk about education. Let's talk about education for a second. I just had this conversation with a Gen Zer. So Gen Z ain't a millennial. Gen Z is just 25, right? And he was like, Stu, man, don't nobody care about them suits and them degrees, man. Like, man, these kids, Stu, man, like, it's TikTok, baby. If you ain't teaching, like, we got TikTok. He didn't even say YouTube. He was like, TikTok. We got TikTok.
Definitely a go-to. TikTok
Right.
be having everything.
But this is what I said. I was like, I know dude down the street do alternators. I know dude down the street do alternators. I know he could change out that engine. I know he could drop that oil for you, right? And you just gotta catch up with him when you could catch up with him. But you know what? There's something about being able to go to the shop, the dealer shop, where those people are certified and they're gonna be there tomorrow at work, right? And if something goes wrong, then I can just take the paperwork, and if dude got fired, I can still get my service done. Dude down the block, I don't know where he gonna be tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And so he may have forgot to put that simple ring in, and now I got a bigger problem. And now how did I learn that? Because I did that. You know what? I'm choosing nowadays.
Life experiences.
I choose to go with the certified individual.
Nah,
So when it comes to
definitely.
education, if you could talk about business and real estate, you could talk, but do you have a realtor's license? I want to know. You know, do you have a Series 63 license for your financial planning? Have you ever taken? Do you have any tax advising certificates?
They getting this off TikTok and YouTube.
Look,
That's it. They got it.
I'm gonna talk to bud tenders out here, people in the Canada lifestyle. Like, y'all making this stuff at home, but do you really know your strains? Do you really know your MGs? Like,
came
do
into
you
a kind
really
of
know
lifestyle
your?
event on that type of energy. Like, people like, who is that?
And they don't like, what is it? Like, what's the? I know they sell the bags in bulk. Anyway, y'all ain't fully like, it's just the bag. Do you know what's in here? And people don't. So you know what? Let me go deal with the people who are certified, who I know the quality is going to be right. So in education, I was telling the young dude, I know y'all don't care, but there is a reason to be able to read and write and pass some sort of competency exam. Because I could put you, and I'm taking this from my man, Dr. Dennis McKeezy. These are his words. He'll take you to any neighborhood in any major city and put them in a major intersection and tell you who can pass an equivalency exam, standardized test, and who cannot. And that all has to do with economics. So the more money you want to make in life, the more stringent that standardized test will be to certify that you are eligible to climb up that ladder to be taken seriously in your field of work. Otherwise, you just a bootlegging entrepreneur. So you should go get some sort of certification from somewhere accredited. You don't have to, but if you're trying to get to that generational wealth, build that bag, those people truncate their process by just going to get certified by the right people so that they can be taken seriously. You go to SAE, you go to IMF or what, you go to Columbia. Oh, you went to Columbia, New York. Oh, you know what I mean? You went to Juilliard. Oh, you went to Art Institute. Oh, versus I seen some stuff on TikTok and I learned how to do it that way. That's great. That's great. But there's a difference.
For sure.
So don't be janky promoters.
Don't be janky promoters. Have some sort of.
Go and learn how to do what you're trying to do.
And then he said, but people care about the receipts. Just show us the receipts. So the receipts is the only thing that matter in 2023. I'm like,
Definitely.
okay. I actually can go with that. If you got the receipts, then the certificate don't matter. You got the receipts? Okay. Then okay. Because there are some self-made individuals out here.
Definitely. So we're finna go ahead and hop into some more music videos.
Off
Go
Pool.
ahead, off Pool, Pool platform,
PoolOfMusic.com. Yes. We're going to check out Current Location by Isaiah Steward. That's actually my cousin. And Rumors by Karina the Star. More singing. And then we got a nice one coming up for that last one, somebody that you're familiar with.
That's my guy.
Yeah. All right, so Isaiah Stewart, Current Location, and Christina Nastal with Rumors.
You got my money?
Yeah, man, I got your money. And there better not be anything wrong with my girl, all right?
Yeah, okay. I'll send you my current location. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Girl, I ain't gonna lie, I'm so into you, I can't deny. And I ain't trying to keep it low key, but you should try to get to know me. No, all facts, that's true. Your friends said they can picture me and you. Put your info in my phone, I would never do you wrong. Yeah, I feel the vibes and I love it. I wanna see your face in the morning, still be on it, you be on me. No, what you think about that? Girl, I'm tryna hit your line. You should let me change your mind. And I don't wanna waste your time, no. Tell me what's your current location? Location, location. What's your current location? Location, location. What's your current location? And by the way, you looking like a top model every day. I can show you finer things in life, but you gotta let me love you right. I be thinking about you all the time. You can be my ride or die, and you know you're fine. You make me wanna lose my mind. Yeah, for the vibes and I love it. I wanna see your face in the morning, still be on it, you be on me. No, what you think about that? Girl, I'm tryna hit your line. You should lose your mind, and I don't wanna waste your time, no. Tell me what's your current location? Location, location. I said, what's your current location? Location, location. What's your current location? Let's not fall in love just to be strangers. Let's not fall in love to be strangers once again. Girl, I'm tryna hit your line. You should let me change your mind, and I don't wanna waste your time, no. Tell me what's your current location? Location, location. What's your current location? Location. What's your current location? That's all I'm trying to do. Location. What's your current location? Location. What's your current location?
It's because of you we're through. I heard you've been codependent even more than usual, thinking that smoking and drinking will help clear your conscience and soul. I heard you've been messing up at work. I'm not surprised that would happen, but this time I can't be right there to reassure you of the outcome. I'm fed up with these rumors interrupting my life and thoughts. What about all these rumors? It'd be too soon if our paths never cross. If I never see you again, I don't mind it. If I never see you again, I'll be just fine with it. After all we've been through, you think that you know me better. The fact is that we're done and I need to be feeling better. After all the time I put in, you should know how I'd react. It's best you stay away now and you don't ever come back. I'm fed up with these rumors interrupting my life and thoughts. What about all these rumors? It'd be too soon if our paths never cross. If I never see you again, I don't need the reminder. If I never see you again, that means goodbye. 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 I'll be just fine. Saying bye, 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 goodbye.
Right back here with mental health and music. Man, that was a dynamite show. We got the CEO, PoolOfMusic, co-founder, also the CEO of GenX Labs. You know, take this book. I'm gonna look at it and read it. Book of Stewisms, 31 Ways to Improve Your Life.
No doubt.
Scott Steward came by today and graced us with his presence. We appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
Man, thank you.
Real quick, just a couple of things that I got from today. We talked about excuses, then we came back and talked about growth. Something that really stuck out to me in both of those conversations was accountability.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you're gonna be successful, if you're gonna do anything, you got to be accountable. And this is something that for myself took me a while to develop accountability. Took some discipline of myself just in the real world, just taking losses to develop accountability for myself. It took me to meet Cece to fully really, you know, she really drove it home there for me. So, and then also meeting you as well, and then just starting to build with strong people. And that's something that I also took from it as well. You are who you around, you know. So if you around people with a lot of excuses, a lot of, you know, negative things to say, then that's gonna come out of your mind as well. That's gonna come out of your mouth as well. But if you around people that's growing, around people that's pushing you to be positive, holding you accountable, then that's what you gonna reap as well. So yeah, that's my takeaway from the day.
Man, definitely. Because what I got from it was we don't make excuses, definitely in 2023. We just going to get things done. And just get y'all some dope accountability of partners, people that's going to hold you to that standard and hold you accountable. Because like I said, no excuses. So, again, thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I think I took away, it was a lot. First of all, thank you for having me on to your show. I just want to shout out a couple of the sponsors, 606 Whatever Podcast. Thank you for they sponsored the microphones and Strange Fruit Premium Cannabis. Appreciate you all. Again, the Book of Stewisms can be purchased at scottsteward.com. Go check it out in the merch section. I do have a company called GenX Lab where I focus on teaching youth, introducing them to business and technology by teaching entrepreneurship and computer coding skills. It's been around for about 7-8 years. And of course, thank y'all for letting us host this episode with PoolOfMusic.com. A lot of dope artists. It's the Spotify before Spotify. We're still working on, we're still in beta. We're still in the beta phase, but we're ready to go ahead and bust out and monetize this platform. So thank y'all for letting me be a part of what y'all doing. I appreciate y'all and keep doing what you're doing, straight up.
Thank you for being a part of this.
Yeah.
And helping us along the way as we, as
On
we
our
beta our
journey.
program.
Yeah. It's a process. I'm looking forward to see where you all are in the next like 10 years. 20 years when I'm 52, you know what I'm saying? When y'all 52,
I was gonna say you're gonna be 52.
No, when
again.
y'all 52, I'm interested to see what y'all got going on. I'm expecting that to be dope.
Oh, definitely. So,
Quick
want to
shout.
tell the people where to find you at, where to follow you at, and everything.
Yeah, Instagram, Professor Stew, STEW. That's pretty much it. Start there. ScottSteward.com. That's Steward with a D. ScottSteward.com. Check me out there, and then you'll catch me up through everything at LinkedIn. It's all the same. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Quick shout out to all our sponsors. 606 Whatever Podcast, Strange Fruit Premium Cannabis, Candle Lifestyle,
Hey, big
Renew
ups.
Your Mind, Tortured Soul. Make sure
Got
y'all
the
check
shirt
out
on
merch.
today.
And Pool of Music, not last but certainly not least. Where can we find you, CC?
Man, you can find me on all platforms. First off, mental_health_music. Make sure y'all follow that. And then follow my page, CI_CI DeVille. That's DEVILLE1. And that's on all platforms. Got some dope events coming up on the kind of lifestyle side, so y'all stay tuned for that. Highly Stretched, a yoga class coming soon, cannabis yoga class. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
And you can find me, KPC33 on Instagram. I got a lot in store. Some stuff I don't want to talk about right now because we just still working, we still grinding. So a lot of that will be coming out real soon, but I'll just give you a little teaser. RYM Productions. That's coming in light of the nonprofit Renew Your Mind that I am the owner and CEO of. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna give y'all for now. But until next time, Scott Steward, we appreciate you for stopping by. This was Mental Health and Music.
Yeah, let's leave him with one last song. Actually, a guy that up and coming crooner. I met him through CC. It's an artist that she manages, and his music is on the platform.
My guy.
Reese Lewis with Taxing. Check it out. PoolOfMusic.com. Thank y'all, man.
Break bread or starve, right?
All the
you
time.
ain't hit him with that real quick?
Break bread or starve.
There
You already
we
know
go.
what it
Break
is.
bread or starve.
You already know what it is.
Make that motherfucker go straight class.
You so taxing, you my downfall. When it's all done, we gon' call. Buy you outfits, do the whole night. You be so cruel, but you so fine. Like your nails dead, and your hair too. But you always, never in the mood. Give me my stress, give me good sex. You so toxic, but it's so what? Why you so done remaining? Time and joy is worth spending. You ain't feeling what I'm feeling. I don't need you in my business. I ain't one of them niggas that you used to. I'm not the type of man that's trying to change ya. The fact you getting me is hella draining. Don't need no one around that's gonna change ya for me. Fuck you so good, you my best freak. Give you all blues if you ask me. Like a Pokeball, would you choose me? I don't text you, why you text me? Text, down for text. When it's all done, you gon' call. Buy your outfits, do the whole night. You be so cool, but you so fine. Like your nails did, yeah, your hair too. But you always, never in the mood. Give me mad stress, give me good sex. We so toxic, but it's so what? Yeah.